Welcome back. Congress voting on a gigantic spending bill tomorrow that will avoid a government shutdown and make major changes to energy policy and Obamacare. So who stands to win? Look at the number here. It's a $1.1 trillion bill. Do taxpayers stand to lose? Joining me now is Republican Study Committee Chairman, Representative Bill Flores. Thank you so much for joining us, sir.
Liz, thank you for inviting me to join you today.
Thank you. So what did you make of the bill? Are you happy about it?
Well, let me talk about this. If you don't mind, I'd like to talk about the tax extender bill, which passed with overwhelming bipartisan support today. First of all, it's very pro-growth. Second, it replaces uncertainty in the tax code with certainty. And then the third thing is it sets the stage to have comprehensive pro-growth tax reform for next year. And it did several things. If you're a small business owner, it provides Section 179 expensing. If you're an R&D-focused company, it provides permanency for R&D credits. So that was great. Now, moving to the omnibus bill, that bill has some good things in it. It also has some bad things in it. But the number one issue on American minds today is national security. And this bill addresses national security by providing the proper funding levels for our homeland security apparatus and, most importantly, for our national defense.
But does it put a lot on the back of the American taxpayer to pay for it? I mean, it seems like it's a real Christmas tree ornamented bill. I hear what you're saying about the tax reform aspects of it. It's an excellent point, and I appreciate you making it. But, you know, the American people are saying to themselves, wait a second, we're already taxed to the max, over 50% effective for many of us out here in the hinterlands and in the United States. And basically, it's sort of like, you know, these people who want the goodies in the bill. It's sort of like they act like the tin can on the Just Married car. Let's just drive down to D.C. and get what we want right now. I get it. It's a spending bill that sets the stage for other reform, but is it too much spending?
Well, in my view, it's too much spending on certain issues. But with a lot of things in Washington, it's hard to get what I'd call perfect. And so you have to look and say, is America better off if this bill is passed or if it's defeated and we wind up going to a continuing resolution to keep the government open? And in my view, the good things outweigh the bad things. Number one is it funds our Defense Department. And number two is it provides it does something that we haven't been able to do. It provides a legacy of economic growth opportunity by getting rid of the oil export ban. This is good for national security. It's good for energy security. It's good for economic growth. It's good for the balance of payments. It really depresses the cash flows to the folks around the world like Russia and some of the Middle Eastern bad actors that don't like us. So,
yeah, you're right,
again, there are good and bad things.
It's a good point, and especially as we lift the economic sanctions on Iran, why not get our oil out to the markets? Here's the thing, and I hear what you're saying. You're making excellent, really good points here. Now it feels like the wheeling dealing is on. Now the negotiating is on, that the ice age is over down there in Washington, D.C. That's what it feels like. Does this mean that we're going to see major reform coming up? And what is first on the docket, do you think? What's coming up?
Well, let me say this. I mean, the two bills that we are voting on, one today and the omnibus tomorrow, clear the decks for us for 2015, and we can move on to 2016 and talk about that bold, positive agenda for the country. And those things include, like, what is the conservative view of comprehensive tax growth, pro-growth tax reform look like? What is our version of a health care reform that respects federalism or states' rights and puts the patient and the provider back together?
Okay.
What's our view of reg reform? We're going to have an opportunity to, and what do we need for national security? So we're going to be able to address those issues in a positive agenda next year.
Now you got it. Now you got D.C. moving again. Congressman Flores, thank you so much for joining us. We want you back on the show. Please come back and give us some more updates. Excellent. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Anytime.